Hey everyone, welcome back to Swooning Over Stands with me, Tabitha. I don't remember what happened last time. It's too warm for this. I took a shower. Oh no, my headphones. Took a shower because I'm going out. I'm going out in like an hour. Yeah, in an hour. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wash my hair. Normally I do all of my... I'm an evening shower. To be showering this early in the morning is bizarre for me. But like, hey, whatever. Going out. Breakfast with the girls. It's gonna be great. After the expedition to find Mothman, you accompanied Ford on a few other missions, so to speak, examining various birds of the forest, including the questionable stomach-faced duck, who snatched your sandwich and quickly ran off, Ford in hot pursuit. Now, look. The duck can have my sandwich. If a monstrosity like that took my sandwich, the duck can have my sandwich. While he didn't find what evidence he needed, something to do with their digestive systems, you both decided that the stomach-faced duck flock were questionable. Not as questionable as the question quail, which he shows you from a scanned journal page, but still questionable. You ask why he decided the hoctopus was too stupid to study, but received a loud groan and too sticky as an answer. Valid point. I don't want to know. All in all, your adventures with Ford have been more enjoyable than you expected, and you can't help but hope that you'll get to experience another one with him soon. I don't. After the Mothman thing, I'm so good. I'm so Gucci. You walk through the living room lost in thought about question quails and Ford's journal pages and narrowly avoid slipping on a sheet of graph paper. Don't look! Oh, it's you. Dipper peers out over a book that proclaims D.D. and more D, officially licensed campaign journal. He's sitting on the yellow armchair with crisscrossed legs barricaded in with books and papers. Yeah, dungeons and more dungeons. He's got a lap of multicolored dice and half a dozen chewed pencils strewn across the floor, and one in his mouth. You look down and notice the floor is almost entirely covered in graph paper. Now, this may be because after breakfast with the girls, I do have a D&D campaign to attend, but I have this chainmail dice bag full of, you guessed it, multicolored die. I still haven't found the one that rolled under my desk the other day, but like we got like orange, we got like this like blue-black one, I got this like smoky one. Yeah, this is for me. This is the date for me. Then like Mothman, like dungeons and more dungeons. Hi, did you need something? I know it's kind of messy, I should probably clean that up. Dipper looks reluctant to extract himself from his self-constructed fantasy lore prison. Here, I can do it. You look busy. You're about halfway through cleaning the floor before you actually start looking at what's on the various sheets you're holding. A fantasy map, some floor plans, and countless scribbled notes and calculations in the margins. What are these for? Planning something? Dipper's re-immersed in his planning. He startles a little when you ask. Oh, right, no big deal. It's just for this great pen and paper role-playing game called Dungeons and More Dungeons. DD and MD for short. It's all about fantasy worlds and statistics and swords and, well, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's super fun. I'm playing it with Grunkle 4 today, so I'm just putting down the final touches on my dungeon. He's gonna be so stumped. Stumped, you say? My two little nerds, they're so cute. Ford comes into the room at that precise moment, drying his hands on his trench coat. Bro, could you not get a hand towel or something? That's fine. Perfect timing, Dipper. I just managed to get the paint off my hands. Paint from what? Oh, one of the gnomes came by and decided he'd graffiti the side of the house. Something about his rapper persona. Yeesh. Yes, I don't think J. Gnomesy is going anywhere in the music business. In any event, I see you've been hard at work. Are you ready for our game? Yes. And, oh, Sherry, I can take those now. Thanks for the help. Ford looks like he just noticed you standing there for the first time since he entered the room. He's surrounded by graph paper. He wouldn't notice a gorilla bursting through the wall. Sherry, glad to see you weren't too shaken up by our adventure yesterday. You grin and hand Dipper the tall stack of papers, catching a glimpse of the stats for a knock-knock skull. Well, I made it back in one piece, right? That's the spirit. The 90% of a piece would have been good too. You know, you never realize how little a difference 10% makes until you lose it. So how was the Mothman? Shaken up, all in the name of research, though. I've seen it lose a few moths and come back the next week good as new. A process akin to cycling out dead cells. I would say we just expedited that process. No moral issues there. Well, Sherry, the game calls, and I must answer. Stanley's about if you're looking for him, though. Well, if you wanted to join our game, I certainly wouldn't object. I can promise a fun afternoon. Okay, I like D&D. It's just the right amount of math. Doing statistics? I'm wearing, okay, it's dark out. I don't have to wear it. I'm switching my glasses, guys. Hang on. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing my outdoor glasses. No, I can wear these while I'm inside. Oh, everything looks so much better now. Wow. Who knew? Alright, other player, yeah, totally. I can give you a pre-made character sheet to start and dice to shoot. Where'd I put my other set? Don't worry, I've got an extra set. Me? I don't even know how to play. Oh man, there's so many rules. Where to start? I mean, it's really easy to pick up. It's even, kind of popular now. You're not sure about committing the whole afternoon to this game with Ford, though Dipper does seem pretty excited about it. But Stan's around too, and you wanted to go check on your car. Well, think about it, Sherry. Dipper, my boy, why don't you and I get things set up in the meantime? Ford and Dipper launch into fantasy lore talk as they prop up a cork board against the yellow armchair, pin up various maps and floor plans with important landmarks, and upends their pouches of dice onto the carpet. I've already done all the stand stuff, so, I'm obviously gonna join the game, but, I would run. Great! Oh shoot, did you look at the plans earlier? Those were for Dungeon Master's eyes only. If only I'd known you were gonna join us. Don't worry, I looked, but I didn't look that close. No man. What a relief. No wait, what if you're lying to get an edge in the game? Is this legal? Uncle Ford? What? I didn't hear. I was categorizing these DD and MD books. How many volumes do they have these days? Oh, too many. We have shelves of, Pathfinder books downstairs. We have Dungeons and Dragons editions out the ears. We have so many books. So many books. There's so many books. Dipper and Ford put the final pieces in their place. The floor is encircled in a mix of propped up corkboards, books, maps, notes, and loose leaf paper. Ford unfolds a game board in the center of the madness. Brilliant, we're all ready. Don't look so nervous, Sherry. You'll have me here to walk you through it. Hold my hand, please. There's so much math. There's so much more math than this one. Ford sits down next to the game board. He passes the piece of carpet next to him, inviting you to sit, and you do. Dipper sits across from you on the other side of the game board and unfolds an illustrated piece of cardboard, propping it up in front of him. He notices your questioning gaze on it and looks back at you. Oh yeah, this is the Dungeon Master's screen. It's just there to protect my secrets. Now, not everyone I know uses DM screen. Some people do, some people don't. Depends. But you don't need the DM screen. You don't need it. It is nice if you're trying to be kind of secretive, but a lot of times I feel you don't really need it. I do play a lot of remote D&D. The current game master for today's session is across an ocean from me. There's no way I'm gonna hop on a plane to play D&D with him, although I would. I would, because it's fun, so. But it's not worth it. Remote it is. It hides essential die rolls and plot points from prying player eyes. Grunkle Force tried to look ahead once or twice and spoiled a narrative twist, and you were the only player. I'm just making sure my dungeon mastering apprentice stays on his toes. You can never be too vigilant. Dipper gathers up his dice in a pile next to the DM screen, ready to roll when needed. Now, I mentioned an extra dice set, didn't I? Dice are an important, though by no means essential, component of gameplay. No adventurer should leave the house without a set. I keep mine in the souvenir velvet dice bag from Dimension. A local game store. Yes. Ford retrieves a dark drawstring bag from his coat and empties it onto the floor, where dice of all different shapes and sizes come tumbling out. And now for yours. Ford pulls another matching drawstring bag from the depths of his coat. They were having a buy one, get one discount. Go ahead and take a look. These will be yours for the session. You pour these dice onto the carpet as well, metallic gold with the numbers embossed in black. Fancy. While I didn't have enough left to make them from solid gold, I was able to electroplate a set for fun. Those are the most expensive die I've ever touched in my life. Great, Uncle Ford, you electroplated those dice? They're so nice. That didn't mean to rhyme. Maybe you should be the one with the rapping career, not Jane Omsey. Ford and Dipper laugh. Yeah, maybe not. But anyway, let me reintroduce our characters. Dipper clears his throat, settling into the Dungeon Master persona. When we last left our heroes, Miv the Meddling trapped the great elven wizard Vernon and the halfling fighter Tyros in a dungeon filled to the brim with puzzles, riddles, and brain teasers. To reach Miv and end this journey once and for all, they'll have to brave the dungeon's mysteries and escape with their lives intact. Dipper sits 2 figurines side by side on the game board. What was I about to say? What? One is an imposing figure in flowing robes, and the other is much shorter in comparison, but posed with a will to prove himself. You suppose the former is Vernon, and the latter is Tyros. But what would our 2 heroes find in the first room of the dungeon but a potential ally, just as trapped as they are, who will join them in their quest for freedom? Dipper places 3 figurines on the carpet, just off the side of the game board. And you get to choose your character now, Sherry. They're starters with pre-made templates, so they're good for short notice editions like this. Choose your character. Okay, so obviously I went straight for the bard because I love playing bards. Bards are so entertaining to me. My friend Dragon, who also game masters occasionally, wants to revive my bard character from one of his campaigns because she's just an absolute mess of a half-elf. I love her so much. She's so great. Our party's kind of way, whack, though, because, we have a fighter and a spellcaster of some sort. I assume the elf is a spellcaster of some sort. So, having support in the form of bard would kind of make sense. It would be much better to have a healer, honestly. Get, a tanky priest. Maybe even, a paladin. Anyways, we're gonna go for the bard. Bards use invigorating song to encourage their allies, or blow their insults to damage their enemies. I once insulted a guy's haircut so bad he cried. That's a thing that happened. I rolled, a 19 on a vicious mockery or something. It was rough. I've kind of reevaluated my stance on bards lately. You'll come in handy if we encounter any undead. Will we? Hey, stop trying to play ahead. Be a human bard? Yeah, I like bards. Dipper moves your figurine onto the board beside Vernon and Tyros. Alright, what's their name going to be? Alex, short for Alexandrieros. Huh? You hear Ford try to say Alexandrieros under his breath a few times. I'll just call them Alex. Here's your character sheet. It's got all the info on it. Okay, yeah, wizard, halfling fighter. Okay. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. As an elf, then you've got the worst charisma? Yikes. Come on, man. Elves are supposed to be beautiful. Okay. Loot, candles, costumes, water skin, disguise, kit, rations, mystic amulet, hourglass, jade pendant, golden bellflower. Okay, one of those was supposed to be my, trinket. And I have costumes outside of the disguise kit, which is kind of, like, fascinating. Okay, cool. Our heroes encounter Alexandrieros, Alex for short, in the first room of the dungeon. Alex, what's your deal with our main villain, Miv the Meddling? Miv murdered my family and now I seek revenge. Miv promised me eternal glory but left a dagger in my back instead. I just woke up here with a headache. Forward, help me. I'm gonna go with eternal glory but left a dagger in my back instead. Alex explains how she struck Miv's ire, and in turn, Tyros shares that Miv once bested him in a duel. An embarrassment because Miv is a sorcerer and sorcerers aren't known for their physical combat skills. In Tyros' defense, he was still young at the time. Yeah. That's, But none of this matters, because to finally face down Miv, they must escape. Proceed with caution, homies! Oh, these are so cute. Oh no, these are so cute. Oh. This also hurts. This physically hurts me, but this is so cute. I really love how Mabel's and Dippers have each other on them. Like, that's Mabel and that's Dipper. Waddles. Oh. I also really think it's interesting how Dipper and Ford have Bill on it because they've both been possessed. I've been watching this animation on YouTube like a bunch of times, and it has both of them possessed by Bill, and it's so good. It's such a good animation. Oh my god. This is so fascinating to look at. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Behind you is a plain door. On the far wall of the room is a set of red doors, and to the left and right are old stained glass windows with weirdly familiar motifs on them. Having woken up here with no recollection of getting here at all, you have no way of knowing which door you came in, should go out of, or even what direction you should head in at all. And now you guys decide what you want to do. You might want to look around first. And by that, of course, we mean rolling a die to see if we can notice anything. The outcome of nearly every substantial choice we make is tied to a roll of dice. I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, I better get my d20 out. I'll let you choose to do what you do here, Sherry. Then I'll take a look around. Ford shows you what to roll for the investigation check, and Dipper flips through his notebook, ready to tell you what you see. Huh, nice roll. Tacked to one of the walls of this room is a note that reads, proceed with caution, homies. Pyros pockets the note, and in the distance you hear the faint sound of rushing water. What is it that you do next? I'm actually gonna roll to see what I would have really rolled if this was the case. I rolled a 7, which means we probably wouldn't have seen the note. We probably would have just been like, oh, there's light filtering in through stained glass windows. What's the state of the door behind us? See for yourself. I'm still a DM. I can't respond unless you check the door. Ford casts Detect Magic, and after confirming with Dipper that there's no magic behind the door, pushes it open. The three of you leave through the door. Nice! I like the... I don't know if it was intended, but, like, that looks a lot like the symbol of the goddess. Yeah. Anyways. As the last of you step through the doorway, it melts, seeping into the walls as if it were never there. Guess we're not going back that way. The chandelier overhead ignites, casting the room in a warm orange glow and revealing an impressive door on the far wall. In front of it is a large cloth-covered lump. Always look around. Roll for investigation, just like earlier. You approach it to inspect it. As footsteps grow near, the lump shifts, rising to reveal that it is in fact a goblin. The goblin stands to attention and tries to pretend it was never asleep. I got a 13. Travelers, I notice thee, and demand you answer these riddles 3. Oh. I would like to insult the goblin. Wait, what are my attributes? Yeah. Mine's a little too high, but insult the goblin. I'll let you do that, but only if you actually say what insult you're going to use. I would, but it's not kid-friendly. Dipper makes a half-horrified face, but Ford laughs. Dipper, how about Sherry tells me and I be the judge? I'll be completely impartial. Dipper seems like he's trying to think up a non-kid-friendly insult himself when he gives Ford the go-ahead, and you write your finely crafted insult on paper and hand it to Ford. He raises a brow. Not bad, half damage, but with a chance to score a critical hit. Take the D38 and D10. And you rolled. That's a definitive success. The goblin breaks down into tears and vanishes, as if he'd been teleported out of there. Yes. With the goblin gone, all that remains is the door. Who needs your riddles? I got insults, baby. I cast Detect Magic the door. This should be I cast Detect Magic on the door. The door is steeped in magical energy, and you suspect it's what's keeping the door closed. You follow the energy back to its source, a brass knocker in the shape of a lion's head, which begins speaking. To unlock what lies beyond, tell me, what is it you desire? Which one of us is it talking to? The lion's head looks past Vernon and Tyros and towards Alex, its eyes glowing ruby red. What is it you desire? My wisdom is pretty low. Wisdom is my lowest. I'm gonna go with friendship. As the lion's head disappears, you feel like you've gained a greater understanding of your party members and party dynamics. Tyros and Vernon feel a tiny bit more inclined to trust you too. The door swings open and Vernon, Tyros, and Alex step forward into the room. As soon as you enter this next room, the wall melts over the doorway, sealing you in. Glancing around the far wall of the room seems to be of a different material and color than the rest, though it could just be the lighting. To the left, you see rows of orbs affixed to the wall. Okay. Far wall is different. Orbs. Inspect the orbs. After inspecting and interacting with the orbs for a few minutes, you come to realize a few things. There are 26 orbs. You can touch them to make them glow. You can only touch 6 of the orbs at a time, and once 7 are touched, all orbs fade to their original color. Each orb is labeled with an integer that runs consecutively 1 to 26, starting from the leftmost orb. Looks like we need a password for this one, Sherry. If the puzzle is fair, it must be a word we've already been introduced to, one that stands out. You can think back to that first room when Tyros pocketed the note from the first room of the dungeon. What was that word again? Homies. I mean, that is the yes, but it's homies. You spell out homies and all the orbs illuminate in unison and disappear. The room rumbles and you turn around to find a green glass door. Walking up to get a closer look, you see that engraved on this door is a riddle. The door reads, if you go into the green glass door, you can bring a ball, but not a bat. You can bring a book, but you can't bring a novel. You can bring coffee, but not tea. You can bring letters, but you can't bring numbers. If you wish to pass, you must present an acceptable offering. Interesting one, Dipper. Let's think. A ball, but not a bat. I think I understand. Sherry, what could you bring through the door? This one's really funny. I heard this on Distractable, actually. You can bring... I have in my inventory, I have a golden bellflower. I can bring both the hourglass and the bellflower. Both of those. I offer my Baron's Book of Spells. And Tyros offers his cutlass. The door dissolves, letting the party pass through. Yeah, okay, so the trick to that is that it just requires 2 repetitive letters in the word. So golden bellflower, the 2 L's, hourglass, the 2 S's. That's why you can bring a book, but not a novel. You can bring a letter, but not numbers. While Dipper's flipping through his notebook for the next part in the dungeon, Ford nudges you, holding up a hand for a high 6. That was a nice job, Sherry. I'm impressed you got the riddle. Is it hot here, or is it just a side effect of the green glass door disintegrating? You high six forward, beaming, as Dipper finds the page he needs to continue the game. The green glass door swings open. You go through. Oh, it's in the... That's cute. I just realized green glass door. It's specified green because the 2 E's, the 2 S's, the 2 O's. That's really smart, actually. Oh, I never actually, like, sat down and, like, dissected the riddle before. To freedom. And there it is, the end of the dungeon. I cut it down a bit on the fly. I didn't want to make it too long. I would have ran a murder mystery I've planned out for ages, but my test runs have never, gone very well with my focus group. So, what did you think? So what happens next? When do we fight the sorcerer? This is actually a transition into the next super plot-centric campaign about infiltrating the sorcerer's tower castle. Dipper shows you a couple pages of this campaign book, which looks to be filled with various dungeon sketches with realistic physics calculations crowded into every spare space. That's what scares me about DDMD, is that, like, it's got, like, actual math. Well, Dipper, I think you did well. It's not easy adding in an extra player on short notice like that. I always write it in just in case. Not completely, but just a few notes. Ford and Dipper launch into a conversation about dungeon mastering as they clean up the DD-AMD setup, returning the game and components to their original glossy fantasy box. They're too fast and practiced for you to figure out how to help, so you just pick up the dice Ford lent you and return them to their original velvet bag. Dipper leaves to put the DD-AMD box upstairs, and then it's just you and Ford. Sherry, did well for a first-timer. I'd take you into a dungeon with me. I mean... Ford gives you an embarrassed smile, but you're already smiling at him yourself. I know what you meant. Thanks, Ford. A call comes from the kitchen from what sounds like Stan. Well, I'd talk more, but I better see what he needs. Ford moves past you, heading towards the kitchen. You suddenly feel the need to hold on to this moment, like you need to say something. Ford? Yes? Now that he's looking at you again, you don't remember what you were going to say. All you say is, here's your set of dice back. Thanks for letting me use it. Ford chuckles, shaking his head. No, you keep it, in case you decide to join us again next time. See you at dinner, Sherry. Yay! I insulted the goblin. I don't... That's funny. I should stop here. I feel like this is like normally I stop at these sections where it switches the day. Yeah, we'll stop here. It's fine. I got things to do anyways. It won't hurt, right? You know, it won't hurt. This is a little shorter, but that's fine. Because we'll have more fun next time. This is a lot of fun, actually. I kind of really want to see what happens if you don't insult the... yes, it's the wedding time. I want to know. Now I want to know what's different. Oh, I don't have time. I gotta go get dressed. I gotta get ready to bus for forever and a day across the city. Totally with it. Breakfast with the girls. It's gonna be delicious. I haven't eaten yet today. It's okay because I slept in, so it's fine. Anyways, thanks guys for joining me on this arousing adventure of DDAMD. If you like this, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you dudes in the next one. Bye!